You know the feeling. You start a new diet, you're full of hope, and then it just fizzles out. We've all been there. But what if I told you the problem isn't your willpower? Not at all. Today, we're going to dive into the science behind something called a metabolic fat-burning switch. It's all about learning how to finally work with your body instead of constantly fighting against.
Okay, let's just get right into it with a question that, let's be honest, probably hits a little too close to home for a lot of us. Why do most diets fail by, February? Seriously, it is such a frustrating cycle, right? You have that huge burst of motivation in January, and then, poof, the old habits just sneak right back in.
Well, the answer might actually surprise you, and here it is. It has nothing to do with your discipline. It's not your willpower, it's your biology. And that right there is such a crucial shift in thinking. It lets us move away from all that self-blame and start to actually understand what's really going on inside our bodies.
So let's do exactly that. Let's dig into that process. First up, we're going to look at what's called the dieting downward spiral and really get to the bottom of why so many traditional diets, well, they're pretty much set up to fail from a biological standpoint.
Okay, here's a really great way to think about it. Imagine your body is like a hybrid car. It's actually designed to run on two completely different kinds of fuel. It's a super simple but really powerful way to picture how your metabolism works.
But here's the catch. Most of us are basically stuck running on just one of those fuels. We're in what you could call glucose mode. See, when we eat a lot of carbs, our body pumps out insulin to push all that sugar into our cells for a quick energy burst. But any sugar that's left over, yep, it gets stored as fat. And this creates a really nasty cycle. You get the big sugar high, then the crash, and what happens when you crash? You get insane cravings for more carbs. And the whole time, your actual fat stores are just sitting there, completely locked away.
Right, but what about that second fuel, the one we're not using? This is where things get really, really interesting. So let's talk about your body's two fuels and uncover the kind of hidden truth about how your metabolism is supposed to work.
Okay, let's look at this comparison because it really lays it all out. On one side, you've got glucose mode. Think quick, unstable energy, the kind that promotes fat storage and leads to all those crashes and cravings. But on the other side, you've got ketosis mode. This is where you're fueled by your own stored fat. We're talking steady, clean energy, and it actually reduces your cravings and hunger. I mean, they're two totally different worlds.
And this visual just nails it, doesn't it? You can almost feel the difference. On one hand, you have that fiery, kind of chaotic energy from burning sugar, and on the other, you see this cool, calm, sustained power that you get from ketosis. It really helps make this whole abstract idea of metabolism feel real.
Okay, so the big question is, how do we get over to that side? How do we tap into that cool, sustained power? Well, let's talk about unlocking ketosis, which is your body's natural fat-burning state. So what exactly is ketosis? Put simply, it's a natural metabolic state. When your body doesn't have enough carbs to burn for energy, it flips a switch and starts burning its own stored fat instead. Your liver turns that fat into these amazing little molecules called ketones, and those become your main source of fuel. It's basically your body's built-in backup generator. And the benefits people talk about, they go way beyond just losing weight. We're talking about things like incredible mental clarity, having sustained energy all day long, no more 3 p.m. slump, plus reduced inflammation and way better appetite control. It's really a total shift in how your entire body and brain feel and function.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds great, but how do you actually do it, right? So let's get practical. Here's a 5-step action plan for how to flip that fat-burning switch on. So it's really a combination of 5 key things that work together. First, you've got to master your macronutrients. That means shifting to high fat, moderate protein, and super low carbs. Second is timing when you eat, which often means something like intermittent fasting. Third, moving your body strategically. Think low-intensity exercise. Number 4 is huge, prioritizing sleep and managing your stress, because that helps control cortisol, the fat-storing hormone. And finally, number 5, you have to support your body during the transition, especially with things like electrolytes. It's really a whole lifestyle approach.
Let's just double-click on that first step because it's probably the most important one, mastering your macros. And I really want to stress this. This is not about deprivation, it's about optimization. It means focusing on these incredible nutrient-packed foods like avocados, salmon, nuts, and leafy greens. You're giving your body what it needs, and this is the secret sauce, you're keeping your insulin levels low. That is the key that unlocks your fat stores.
Now, look, making this shift does take a little bit of patience. So to help set some realistic expectations, let's walk through a typical transformation timeline. So you know what to expect on the journey. So as you can see here, in those first 1 to 3 days, your body is just adjusting. You might drop some initial water weight. Then, by the end of that first week, your energy usually starts to stabilize as your body gets the hang of using fat for fuel. Fast forward to weeks 2 through 4, and that's when you start seeing noticeable fat loss and even better sleep. And then, by months 2 and 3, you're really talking about significant changes to your body composition. It's definitely a marathon, not a sprint.
And hearing from people who've actually been through this is so powerful. Take Sarah J here. She says, the first week is always the hardest. And that's so real, right? It really speaks to that initial hump you have to get over when your body's making such a big change. Getting through that first phase is absolutely key. And then listen to what Mark T says, because this really highlights those wins that have nothing to do with the scale. He says, the most significant change hasn't just been weight loss, but the mental clarity and steady energy I have throughout the day. No more 3 p.m. slump. I mean, that just shows you what a massive impact this can have on your day-to-day life. And that's really what it all comes down to. The biggest change so often isn't even the physical one. It's the mental shift. It's going from feeling like you're in a constant battle with your own body, fighting cravings and biology, to this amazing feeling of finally working with it. And that right there, that's the real breakthrough. So that really brings us to the final question, the only question that matters, really. After seeing the science and understanding what's possible, are you ready to stop fighting and start working with your body?